What's going on, everyone? We're back in my garage and working on the Subaru again. So, strangely enough, shadows. Strangely enough, since the last video, the issue that I was having for the check engine light for the camshaft sensor just went away. I was literally driving it to go to the dealership to get it diagnosed because I have no idea what the heck it could possibly be, and it just boop, never came back on once I cleared the code and I headed to the dealership like the car knew. It was like, oh, don't take me there. Anyway, we're not doing that today. We're actually going to be doing something that I put off for a long time. If you guys go back and you watch my video on putting a subwoofer in here, I've done that. It's been fantastic. However, it doesn't look very good because I had to open up that opening. So you can see right back here in the back quarter panel of the car, I had to cut out the carpet because it was pretty much covering the whole thing. It looked really good because I had the grill cover back here and it looked totally stock, but this wasn't able to move properly when it was back here. So I cut out the carpet around here so this woofer was actually able to flex. But now, obviously, it doesn't look very good because it's just kind of there. I don't like that for my build here, my sleeper car. I don't like that. So what I did is I bought a rice maker, and that's not part of this because I'm using it for the cardboard as a template, pencil, cutting object, because I don't have scissors in here. Boom, I got some mesh. I went on Amazon, got some mesh, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it over and then basically make my own speaker grill. So I'm getting the template from a piece of cardboard, putting it over here, getting the size. I'm gonna put it onto the mesh and yeah, just follow along and I'm gonna do that. It involves way too many steps. So of course, the first thing is to get our template. I got cardboard and I've folded it down. I haven't cut it yet, but I folded it down so I've got the height where I want it here. And now I'm trying to figure out the length. So if we look at it, it needs to come all the way over here. It's gonna be a square. I could possibly make it a circle. I might make it a different, but it's a very strange because this was the factory part, but there's nothing here. And then it's just kind of this weird oblong fat bullet shape like Mario. I don't really know, but I'm just getting the general shape from here. I've got to hit that corner, go all the way over here, and then cut a little bit from that corner and this top, and that kind of gives me a general cutting frame. There we go. So I trimmed the top edge, that was easy enough. Trimmed out that little corner piece. So this gives me an idea, at least some sort of template to use for the total amount of area that I'm gonna have. Maybe I'll get a trace along that, but the big thing is to get this on here, because what we have to do to use this mesh is, it's not like you just get the mesh and you slap it up there. You actually have to fit it because this pops out slightly. So here's my original one, Forester, but you can see that this is where it attaches and there's a lip. So it pushes itself out to give enough room for the actual speaker. So it's kind of like a dome that goes over it. That's what we need to do. And then you can see they added some little extra designs by pushing the mesh up in certain places to give it that little cool streamlinedy lines. And same thing with the Forester logo. They indented it in so they could put the logo so it's flush. Pretty much they push the metals and mold them. That's what I have to do. We got a little mascot. Yeah, I knew I had spiders in here, but look at this. Look at this little buddy. You know what? Let's just zoom in with the camera. I don't want to get that close. Look at that. Look at that beautiful little black widow. It's gigantic and it has a bunch of babies. Yay. Okay, so now that I have my template, now I need to get a piece of wood and then put this on a piece of wood, trace it out and cut it. All right, so you can see piece of wood, template. I just need to draw around it and I need to cut that out as well as I can without, because you don't want to move this to the corner, because the whole purpose of me putting in the middle is you're going to cut out as best as you can a perfect square or circle, whatever you're doing, template size that you're going to do. Then you're going to put the mesh on there and take that block that you just cut out and put it on top and push it so it molds what you want to. So if you move this to the side, then you can't, there's nothing to push into. So I've got this, let's trace it and figure out how the hell I'm gonna cut this out. There you go, you can kind of see it on camera, but I've got my traced outline, and now comes cutting. So the only thing that I have for this that I think will work properly without having me cut into the side, because I mean, I've got that. That's definitely not gonna do that, no precision. I've got my little multi-tool here. It will vibrate at a gazillion vibrations per milli-vibration, and I will just cut through here like a hot knife through sausage. It's been cut out, and it's beautiful, depending on which side you look at, but I got it. I just have to beat it out of there. Oh, I'm so glad I got that on camera. Look, I made a giant puzzle. I win. All right, now I'm supposed to lay this down in here, maybe this way. Forgot how I wanted to do this, but you lay it down how you want with enough overlap based on how thick this board is. So that should be enough on all of those sides, just enough. And then put this over the top, and then we're gonna press it in. Depending on how big you guys are doing yours, you might be able to step on it. If not, actually I was thinking about the car running over it, but don't do that, that's dangerous. You can get some C-clamps. D-clamps? There we go. These guys. If you have enough of these, you can use these. Put, of course, something a little bit more flat on the inside of those, and then you can press the whole thing together. But as you can see, I've already done mine. Little point of advice that I didn't show was sand around the edges just to get all those little crusty stuff off. It makes it slide in easier. But all I did was place it directly on top and literally just step on it. You might have to do a little bit of work. I got one corner started and the other one didn't want to go down. So this is definitely not professional in any way, but got my hammer, came up top and started to hit the top of this one so it would knock it back to fit, because this is the side that went in first. I started hitting the top of it and it fell down. So now you can see that it is, maybe it's not 100% in. I need to press on it a little bit more, but I have made the indentation, and thank you for staring at my feet. All right, looks pretty good. This is the other side. Looks pretty darn clean. And this is me after stepping on it quite a few times. So all I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna flatten the edges so they look like that. I'm obviously going to trim that piece and the corner pieces, but that should give me at least enough to go around and have this attached to the car in some way or another. All right, it is all flattened out now. Now the final thing to do is to take this out. I don't know how easy that, yeah, that's, maybe if I take it out from, no. I'll have to flip it around. Now look how freaking gorgeous that is. It's like I knew what I was doing. I didn't. It's just a little bit of a, ow. Okay, maybe I'll maybe pop this out off camera and not cry. All right, so this is what it looks like when it's all said and done. Looks pretty darn good, but I do have a corner piece. It looks like it ripped open. So for anyone that's doing this, I would say take special care. That one looks like it was just about to go. I got 2 little breaks, maybe 3. Take special care on the corners. Those were soft corners, but these hard corners here, here, and here, these 90-degree ones, might want to probably sand down the edges a little bit so it's not a perfect 90. It puts a lot of stress on that, but actually it's gonna go like however it's gonna go. In the car, did I just do this wrong? Okay, so note to self, when you press it, I guess do it from the opposite side that your template is, so it pops in the, I didn't even think about that, but that's why you're watching this video, so you don't make stupid mistakes. Well, this works perfectly if it was opposite. So now I have to get another piece. This is a good thing. This stuff that I bought here, I'll link it down below. It comes in a really big roll. I wasn't gonna use the rest of it, but now I am gonna use the rest of it, so there you go. All right, this is the right way that it should be. Also, something that I found out for cutting the edges, the cleanest way that I figured out how to do this is actually not a saw. You can bend it back and forth probably before you do this. But if you just have a chisel, lay it down, put the chisel where you want to cut it, and then just smack it with a hammer, and it just perfect. All right, so here is my first test fit. Of course, I took out the bottom just so I can squeeze this down here and grab the bottom of this and popped it out. There's one pin up here that keeps this thing nice and tight. So pop that out so I can squeeze that up. So this is in a really, really good place. Except there's a few things that I need to alter. So this top corner was really, really big, so I just kind of cut that off. And also down here, I cut off the bottom lip, as you can see, like this is where it starts. It should have been all the way around here, but I did something horribly wrong when it came to that corner when I mocked it up. So everything around here looks good. It'll be able to fit around here. I just need to go through and chop this part off. I'm not gonna have a lip around that corner. It's fine if I just have it there. I want a lip around this corner so I can get some sort of screw or pin or something around here, which I probably won't need to do now that it's actually in here. Like, it grabs onto the carpet, like these corners that are cut, it grabs onto the carpet very well. Plus something like this where it molds in, you just push it in and it bends. Easy. So, with everything being said, I can take this back out, cut it right there. It should sit beautifully flush. Maybe I'll put 2 pins in the bottom here. It will be done. I feel like with a little bit more practice, I could definitely make this thing prettier. But for a first attempt, I think it's pretty darn cool. So I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna put 2 pins on the bottom, possibly one over here just to keep it secure, but the bottom part will keep it snug up against that so it's not gonna fall anywhere. Honestly, I don't think I really need any pins on here, but I'll just do it just in case. I need to give this a little bit of clean. It's got sawdust all over it, but it makes it a little bit more stealth if you look at it. All right, little retainer clips. I'm gonna get 2 of these, link down below if you need them. And a quick little drill. All right, so looks pretty darn good. Black on black. Put those little, they're small Christmas tree. So I put those in there. And it looks like I'll be good to put another one right over here without it looking too tacky. So that's the last one I'll put in. I'll put this all together and we'll see what it looks like. All right, got the garage door open so we can get some natural light in here. So this is what it's gonna look like. Probably should have went with a little bit of a different design, but if I don't think it looks pretty, which it does the job, it also protects that subwoofer, because I actually use this car as a sports utility vehicle or wagon or whatever you want to call it. So I put a bunch of crap back in here. I've had issues where stuff has been touching that woofer and I don't have any sort of protection against it, but now I do. I was really trying to find something that would completely cover it. Like, you can still see that it says Scar in there, even at different angles. I was trying to find the smallest mesh that I could to cover it up, but that's the smallest I could find. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little journey of covering that subwoofer. Really need to vacuum in here. It's pretty grody. See you next time.